Buddy. Um, I want to check in right quick. Mm. Every day, I have been working on myself and, doing a lot of self reflection and exercising with the vagina power dances, that vagina power church, that sanctified pussy, and the vagina power dance and healing. And I knew Nipsey told me to go outside and do it. He told me how he wanted me to move. He literally showed me, he instructed me step by step how he wanted me to move my body. I have never done that before. I know some people think I'm lying, I'm making it up, but I have not. I mean, if you go back and you look at my first shows from 2006, 20 years ago, you will see that I covered my whole body from head to toe. And you might see me sitting sometimes, but most of the time you saw me from the waist up. And over the past few years, when I came back out with 2017, 2018, I started doing the celebrity readings, started dealing with R. Kelly. I really didn't get up much, and I definitely did not dance. Thank you, the truth 305. I I thought y'all were gonna laugh because I had never done it. And I just thought that y'all would find a lot of negative stuff to say, and everybody would find negative stuff to say. But I do what Nipsey tells me to do. So I couldn't do it sooner, because I had to heal up and get well from all the stuff that I was going through in here, and with my ex, and getting over the head infection and the mold infection. It was affecting my whole body and causing me to swell. My legs to swell. It was very difficult to walk a lot of the days, but I would still get up, still work, still cook, still be encouraged, because as far as I'm concerned, it was always somebody worse. And I knew, and I see it on the news, and a lot of people in Atlanta and everywhere else got mold in their house, and many of them die or get very sick like I did and don't survive it. I had lost a lot of hair, and I didn't know what it was. I got fungus and mold in my head, and now I don't have that in there anymore, and my hair has grown back with Nipsey giving me the formulas. And um, it's not ready yet, but I see that as he had me dance, and it's about my own shit, really, my own stuff, my own healing that he told me that I needed to do, and I needed to embrace my pussy and get comfortable with my own sexuality. And it's been, then on top of that, I get up and I do my writing every day, and my self-reflecting and my affirmations every day. uh, it's, I've added more to what I'm supposed to do, and that's what I'm also telling you. If you see in your life where you're still stuck and you're not getting where you want to go, then you want to double down, and you want to write more affirmations, and you want to speak them, and you want to put them around in your room and in your house, and you want to start taking more action every day and getting rid of anything and anybody that has contributed to abusing you, and you abusing yourself, and where you have set no boundaries. And as I work through this, and when I finished dancing the other day, every time I come in, I feel my body vibrating and lining up with the earth, and I feel it shifting. So it's really good for you to go outside and dance. And I'm now, Nipsey has given me this program around vagina power, exercising your pussy, and sanctified pussy, um, spiritual sexuality, in order for you to heal and be even more powerful and successful in anything you do. You want to embrace your pussy, and you want to heal from the people, places, and things, baby daddies, all that damaged your pussy. And your pussy is mental, emotional, spiritual before it becomes physical. It's your mind. It's energy before it becomes a word or a thing or tissue in the womb of your mother that then turns into an organ and turns into a full human being. And that's where I'm going. He's taking me into the energetic, the God self and the goddess self. So I've started to write this whole program around this. A lot of you probably look at that and think that it's a dance. I'm just dancing, and um, no, it's the movement of although that energy, and then how it excites and vibrates and moves around the cells that move throughout the whole body and raising the kundalini energy. I'm working on because mine has been dead, dormant and dead, just sitting there stagnant, not moving. Raising that snake energy, that kundalini up to stand in vagina power. Um, but it has stopped me from moving forward and stifled a lot of my information and my growth because I had so much shame in my own pussy and in my own life and had people to abuse me and set no boundaries. So every day I get up, he's bringing this to me. It's absolutely amazing because Nipsey knows so much stuff because he's on the other side. He also comes back on this side, so he sees things. He was already deep. He was already geek and a brain, very brainy and a gifted child. Then on top of that, a producer and into music and studied so many things, as well as in his gang. When you're in the gang, you're required to know a lot of things depending on who you are in your position. And as you rise up higher, because I remember when he came here and he was looking around and then he would go outside and I said, well, what are you doing? He said, because the word on the street is like my baby mama and some other people involved have threatened you and actually want you dead. And I verified that was true because she had people calling me saying they were going to kill me. Isis Wisdom is one of them. If I did not stop talking to him, if I did not put Nipsey out of my house, and I refused to do it. And he said, well, I will know because I have to know the area. I know this area. And I said, well, you know the area. He said, unless it's my job to know. It's my business to know. He said, wherever I am at all times, I have to know my geography. So, I didn't know anything about that. And how gangs move, how they think, and how they work. But you know what? Now I know he's absolutely right. If anybody, if I heard that wrong, somebody that knows him or knows that gang lifestyle or the Crip lifestyle, please tell me if I'm wrong. If I heard him wrong, he said it is my business to know where I am. I have to know my geography and I have to know what gangs are in the area, what streets they go down, what streets they live on. Are they enemies to me and my gang? Will they hurt me? Uh, I need to know if anybody around here has been given the word in Atlanta. Has it been a contract put out on killing you? And he started mentioning the areas in the streets. I said, damn, you do know these areas. He said, yes. And I'm gonna go find out. He said, because I everywhere I go, I have to know who's there, what they doing, what gangs is there, if my peoples is there, and I have to have myself covered. So it totally blew my mind because I didn't know they could do that. I mean, I didn't know that people that physically died could still be up and aware, depending on the bloodline of the person and the consciousness of the person and what they do. So I said, okay, I'll wait for you to find out. And he said, no, nobody's getting ready to kill you or shoot up your house or break into your house, even though that's what she would like for them to do. And some other people that don't like that inside of my crew and friends of my baby's mother and people that know what happened to me, they don't like that I told you and that you're hearing it and that you're putting it out because I was told plenty of time by different people to shut up. So I always respected him being here. I always believed he was here. I always believed I saw him in my house. I always believed he was speaking to me. Even when people tried to say that I was lying and clout chasing and all this shit, and I'm just like, I barely sleep with this man in my house. How the fuck I have time to clout chase? This is not what this is about. It broke my heart when I saw him being shot on the ground like that. And I know it broke his mother and his family's heart to see that. And I wanted to help because I thought it was so wrong. And I would cry a lot of times when I would be talking to him and I saw that and he told me how he felt and I saw how he was torn up. I could see on the other side the autopsy and the effects of somebody's body when they've been murdered, they've been cut up and shot up and stabbed up. Basically, he was shot so many times and beat. So that's something that broke my heart. And I felt like I had to help him. Other than being attacked so many times and being so exhausted behind that, I don't regret helping him because now I get to see how he is and what he knows about women. He said, I know a woman's body inside and out of them. I done been up in so many of them since I was a young boy. I was fucking pussies. So um, I can help you with your side, and I know niggas because I'm a man and I know men, and I can help you on that side. So tying into the dancing, one part of the elevation of the soul of vagina power, being having that sanctified pussy and resurrecting and embracing it, is knowing, dealing with the spiritual sexual side of it. Many people think that every time somebody gyrates and pop their ass and throw their pussy, it's they thinking about fucking, or that's they know how to do that because they do a lot of fucking. It doesn't mean that at all. When you're moving your body and you're shifting the hips and ass, because I know, like he told me, if you're gonna do yoga or anything with movement, Alexis, you don't want to do head yoga, like as far as standing on your head, spinning around on your head. He said that's not your thing. That's not gonna work for you. He said, sure, doing yoga is good, but not that. He said, just based on your horoscope and the way your body's designed, your energy's designed, you want to do a lot of shaking in your ass and in your pussy and hips. You want mid, like torso, stomach, hips, ass, pussy, legs. So you have to know, based on your zodiac sign, what is the body target. Because every zodiac sign has a body part. Not just that, the energy and the women you see throughout your family and how they're built. All of the women, like my grandmother, my mother, even my great grandmother, when she was fat and overweight, they're still everything's torso and mid body, a lot of ass and legs, a lot of movement there. If they didn't take care of themselves, then they get really fat. But if they were in shape, as I was growing up, it was always ass. And he's like, I want you to focus. And then he said to me, I don't know, y'all can tell me that you know him or you followed him or watched him or knew what type of women he liked. He basically focused me and told me he liked like ass. He liked women with they shaking their ass and they throwing a pussy. He that's his focus is more so there. He's like, I'm not a breast man. Well, if I had a choice over tits and ass, I would do tits. He said no. If I had a choice with tits and ass, I would do ass because I like a nice fat ass that's shaped nice and that he said it ain't got to be no surgery either. He's I'm not really a surgery person. He's like a nice shaped up ass that can shake and that can bounce. He's that's what what did you put down there? The bottom, what is the emoji? What type of animal is that? I can't really see it that well. But hey, Sir Smiles. He said if you were clout chasing, you would have stopped once you received those threats. You know, I get threatened all the time, like Queen of Fools crew has done the past couple of months and playing on my phone, got my phone number, all that kind of shit. Plus I don't get paid to do videos. I never have gotten a check for him from YouTube since I've been doing his reads since 2019. I don't get no check for nobody. They have not monetized my channel. Even when I was doing videos 2007, 2008, YouTube refused to monetize me and was erasing my channel. All kinds of shit. People trying to get me erased off of here and everywhere else tried to silence me and destroy me and wanted to see me dead. A lot of these women would express how they wanted my death. You see this bitch Jamila a couple of months ago put my picture up on YouTube, did a live and did a death spell on me, said she wanted me dead. But you know, I'm still here. Several of these bitches on here claim they were doing death spells on me. And I just like this bitch called herself Mother Wisdom of Spirit Tree, a ugly ass haint looking bitch. Said I'd be dead before 2015 left, and I'm here, and we're at the end of 2023. The nigga from D Health Store, Ernest Cooper, that calls himself after the Egyptian god, the Ma'at Ra, said I'd be dead before the end of 2013. We're in 2023. We're at the end of 2023. And I'm still here talking shit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, smile. And then, you know, his baby mama, the actress, sent bitches and, you know, y'all, and emailing me and threatening me and trying to intimidate me and all this shit. Yeah, told me, you know, they were doing black magic to kill me if I didn't put Nipsey out of my house and if I didn't stop saying that she knew about it and had something to do with it. So I guess that usually scares most people, but they don't know the relationship I have with him and how he would come here early in the morning after he first came and scoped my house out, scoped me out for 3 days, and then confronted me and apologized because he thought I was a whore based on what they had told him. And he would come very early and wake me up. He said, he apologized at first. He said, I didn't realize I got here about 6 o'clock to wake you up in the morning. He said, but I realized you're up at night, so you were still sleeping. I'm sorry I disturbed you. So I came later, 7:30. Know that down here in the South, that's when the sun rises in Atlanta between 7:30, and I didn't even know, goddamn it, when exact when time sun come up. I just googled it a few months ago and see that's around the time because I saw the sun rising up in the sky, and he said I started waiting till as the sun starts to rise, and I watched you. He said I walked through the house to make sure none of your locks were damaged. Once I realized you didn't have a man, you live here alone, and you didn't have niggas running in and out. So I would walk around when I saw you sleeping to make sure all of your doors were locked in your house. He said, you know, you have a glass door downstairs, and so I you need to be careful about that. You know, I looked at the door. He says nothing broken, but on the lock's not broken. But and so I'm saying this nigga know I got a goddamn glass door downstairs, so patio, and he's just telling me this stuff, how my house is set up, what it looks like downstairs, how he checked my locks because he did, and I said, wow, I thought this was just a mean loudmouth, nasty gangbanger. I didn't know this was a gangster and a gentleman. So I started saying this to people like, do you know him? Is this guy a nice guy like this? He watches women, he protects women, he watched the house while you're sleeping. And when he knew, he could sense when I was waking up and the sun was rising, he said, well, if she's not up, I'm going to wake her up because the sun is rising. And he said, I watched you sleeping when you were laying on the pillow and your hair, you were laying there and the sun came through the window and hit your face. He said, I watched you as the sun hit your face and I woke you up. When I saw the type of person that was, and then he said, well, we're going to talk. And then he said, I got to go. I got to go back to California. I got to see what's going on. I will come back and tell you what I find out. He come back like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. And he said, oh, help me. He would come up the steps and then he'd be stumbling around the corner and then he'd lean on my door stumbling. He said, I can't stand up. I can't walk. I said, what's wrong? And I would jump up out my sleep because I felt him here and I knew it was here. He said, help me. Help me. I said, what's wrong? He said, I can't stand up. And I looked at his body and it was green and yellow and red, like all his chakras was leaking, like all in the midst, the chest, the torso, the back where he had been shot. He was also shot in the astral body, and the chakras ruptured. That's why this energy was streaming out of me. He said, I said, you come. Why do you keep coming out here? You come from California all the way down here, and that's probably what's causing worse leaking. This is, come here. I was so tired. I could buy bedtime, but I would get out the bed and I tapped my bed. I said, come lay right here. Come lay down. And he lay down and I said, this, I'm going to teach you. I have to seal up the holes. I have to seal the astral body so you'll have a little more time down here. Since you want to be down here and there's things you're finding out, and you want to tell me, you want me to tell everybody what happened and where you at and what's going on. And he laid down. I said, now your back. I'm going to, and I started going from the top of his body all the way down. I said, I have to seal you up because a lot of people, when they're physically murdered, they don't want to leave and they still have unfinished business and they want to see everybody they love and they're concerned about people, and if they leave they come back. But if the body, if the astral body and the aura is so wrecked and damaged, it leaks out so fast they cannot survive in this realm outside of a physical body. If the spirit body's torn up, the astral body and the chakras and the earth field, he was torn up and traumatized. And I had never done that before, but just like I'm exhausted right now because of all the work I'm doing with the dancing and working with him, and he's teaching me what to do and how to do it. Okay, I want you to move this way. I want you to throw your pussy that way. I want you to roll your ass that way. I want you to bend over. Now I want you to get this paper, and I'm gonna tell you what that was and why I told you to do that shit, and why you got and why your shit is in your bowels, in your pussy, in your bladder, in your uterus, and in your butthole and your butt and your back and your thighs. I'm telling you, that's where your shit is. That's where a lot of women's shit is. So I keep singing a song, dancing my come function is what? Dancing my way out of my constriction. We're gonna have to dance our ways out of the constriction. And this should be fun for women that sign up this course for me, that dance with me, and then we do the working out of it. Because you just put on a beat and you dance to a song you like. And I have to set this up when I start letting you know we're gonna do it. It's pretty intense. So when he came in, I'd be so tired because he would pull. He pulled so much energy off me. I gave him so much more energy. I thought I was going to die because I hardly had any for myself. And I said, well, I'm very sick and I don't know if I'm going to survive this. So I tell you what, while I'm here, I don't mind sharing my energy with you because I don't know if I'm going to be make it through what I'm dealing with, because they don't know all the doctors say don't know what it is. I didn't even know until last year to confirm the mold poisoning, the black mold poisoning. I said, so I feel awful, and I'm here alone, and I'm not fucking with no niggas and then I'm celibate. My son's not here. So I'm in here by myself, and this is my choice. But I will share what life force I have. I will give it to you. I said, so I would get up. I was so tired from coming in here, and so he was drained, and I felt so bad for him. I said, well, shit, I'm still on this side, he's on that side, so it could be much worse for me. So while I'm in this body, come here, get in my bed, lay down. I'm gonna get out of it, and you're gonna know what I'm doing so that you can do this for yourself when you're not around me, or if you're in California, or you're trying to come from California to Atlanta. And before you get here, or some, because they were trying to still take his soul. They were like, God damn, I seen a fool, I seen the baby mama, I seen some other witches involved. They thought when he physically died, his soul was gonna automatically come to them. But that man is so smart and so intelligent and so conscious, so aware. He knew he wasn't going to go and stay with his baby mama and tell her what he was telling me, because he knowed her ass was in this shit. He knew he wanted to tell a fool. I never seen him talk about a fool or have her products in his store or endorse her. And she claimed she was his teacher and telling him he needed to take a spiritual bath. A spiritual bath was not going to protect him from the kind of death he got. And he always talked about Dr. Sabi. He never endorsed her for. So I knew, even though he knew her, he told me he didn't trust her. He knew she was a liar and a con artist. And he knew that she didn't like me. And he was like, anytime somebody's here on the planet and they trying to share with people and they ain't trying to take nobody money and y'all don't want them around, I already know it's something about y'all. Y'all want the money and opportunities for yourself. He feel like they want to play on him to get exposure for money. And it was real creepy what she did. After he was physically murdered. Thank you, Nipsey, for mentioning my book. Um, when you were with Lauren on the GQ 100 questions, because Lauren set it up like that with her and a fool. I'm going to ask him this question, what my favorite book, so he could say Sacred Woman. It was all planned and staged. Like, thank you for mentioning me and help sell my book. You hear that shit? How morbid and disgusting that you. She didn't give a fuck about Nipsey, because if she did, he would be here. Y'all know what was going on with that goddamn man. And y'all would protect that man. Plus, that's what he told me. So when he came down here, I said, get in my bed. You can stay here as long as you want to. He said, please protect me from them. My baby mama working black magic on me. Now she working it on you. Queen of Four helped her, and they working on me trying to bind me and do sex spells and love spells on me because they know I love pussy and I was weak for pussy, but I ain't weak to the point where ain't no bitch, no matter how pretty or fine she is, I think I love her finna take my motherfucking money and make me marry them and take my whole motherfucking estate. He said, I'm not stupid as she thought I was. Them spells weren't working that damn good. He said, you got to help me. I said, what? Is you fucking serious here? He said, yeah. I said, this is what these celebrities do? This is what they've been doing to you? He said, yeah. I had to go along with it and me jammed up. They had me celebrity contract. I had to agree with the shit because she was helping me with my album and career and them producers and shit. She fucked like up and T.I. and all them. I said, God damn. And so they let you get killed like that? And they were supposed to be so spiritual and protecting you? He said, they set it up. I said, Lord Jesus, you want me to set it? I said, I don't, ooh, shit, you getting me in trouble for sure enough, ain't it? I said, but shit, they been trying to kill me and don't like me any motherfucking way. So how's this different than any other goddamn day? Boy, like, get in my bed and lay down. And when I showed him how to cover himself, he's a quick study. He's a real quick learner. Once I did, I don't like to do that one time. I might have did a couple of times, but once I did that and he was so sick and I saw him go to this hospital these people go to when they physically murdered some of them, it's like a ship, but it was in LA. He went to LA. I got out of my body. A lot of times I would travel with him and I went to the hospital and they were also, it was psychic surgeon. It was Asian doctors there, white doctors there, African. It was doctors of all races on this ship with all these floors and rooms on it. They performed another surgery on him. He had to stay there maybe about a week or so. He was sleeping. They said I could stay in there with him. I know a lot of y'all think it's crazy. I don't care. I understand if you think it's crazy because you're not where I'm at. You don't see what I see. Your abilities don't go where I go. And some of you will hear that know exactly what I'm saying because you see what I see. He learned medicine real quickly. He learned the energy medicine real quickly. He learned how to eat real quickly on the other side because what they do when you cook them food, they know how to pull the energy out of the food and they can smell the aroma of it. And they know when you cook it, if you're just throwing them something up there because I have to do this and this is the right thing, and, or I want something from this person, or I'm going to put a can of beans up here, I'm going to put a Coca-Cola up here. I don't care if the person like it or not. I'm just throwing up there what the fuck I got. Something will end up happening to you for disrespecting them like that. And you don't know what may happen to you, and you can't feed yourself and take care of yourself, and somebody give you some shit, then whoop your ass at your house or surgical or the motherfucking old folks home or any goddamn thing. So I've always respected what do you want? And when he started to tell me what he want, everything I gave him, I gave from my heart and my soul. If I did not want to do it, I wasn't going to do it. And I've always done this and cooked for this man since 2019. And it still doesn't bother me to do. It's an honor for me to do. And for everybody that has come in here that I cooked for, I did it because I wanted to do it. And I didn't expect anything from it. That's just what I wanted. And I want to help that person. I did expect something. What I expected was the person to help the person heal, and the person, cause it's so, it hurts me to see somebody's life taken from them, and there I get to see the stuff people don't see, the crying, the grieving, the mourning, them being torn all up and being put back together. Nipsey body was almost like a jigsaw puzzle where he was broke all up and tore all up. And I wanted to do what I could to put them back together to where they needed to be back together if they wanted to stay here, if they wanted to move through other dimensions, go wherever they want to go. That's what I wanted in return for them, because I couldn't do what I really wanted to do, which is give them their physical life back. That's all I wanted. The highest and best vibration and outcome for the person. So whatever they asked me to get, if I didn't get it, if I didn't have it, I found a way to get it. So now he comes and says these things and teaches me these things. I think it's absolutely amazing. I said, so he said, well, Alexis, you need to be healed. And this is what you need to do, and this is what you need to know, and I want you to share it with the women, and I want you to share it with the men, because I have to write the course for the men. One thing I will say right now for the men, if you got big nuts, let's say you got some swole up set of nuts, and you like to fuck all the time, but you're not able to fuck because you having an issue, and that's go to the doctor. I would say go to the doctor, even if they might not have been able to fix it all. See, you need your nuts drained out. Your nuts is backed up. That sperm is backed up in them. So that means, and this is for women and men, you need to start eating foods that help to open up and nourish your third eye, your thyroid, your thymus, and most of your sex glands, which will be your hypothalamus and your pituitary, and then focus on the pineal. You want to start opening those up from the season that we are moving in, and with this water world and these infections in the water and these bacteria, fungus, and diseases that keep coming out in the news, and Nipsey's been having me to warn y'all about for about, what, 3 years now? And watching this designer food that they're making, and start to collect your own sources, safer sources of while you can, and growing sources of it, and keeping and your water supply, and getting a filter for the water with all these things that continuously putting in them, and parasites been in them for years, because all these herpes and HIV and AIDS patients got worms in them. They even got them. I told y'all that before, and I asked y'all to prove me wrong and find uh, that there was a medication for them or not for them, if you thought I was lying, because there is a medication for parasites. The chat is not moving for me, so I don't know if it's really not moving. Wait a minute, hidden. I don't want to. Why would the chat be hidden from me? Maybe that's why I don't see it. It hasn't moved. I'm trying to get into the live chat. I don't see it moving. So I don't know if you all. Okay, now I scroll down. I see you all have been talking. I'm sorry, I didn't even know that you all were talking. Um, you want to change those things and get your herbs for that. A man needs to milk his nuts out and come. If his nuts don't start swelling and backing up, that means there's some type of blockage or something that you want to change your diet. You want to detoxify the body, and you want to massage your nuts every day. You want to get the oils that are good for your body, good for massage. You want to go outside barefooted, or if you can't go out barefooted, you want to put some socks on, or some of those socks that have the plastic under the bottom of them, or get you a towel, and get you a chair and a towel and sit on it and have your feet down on the ground. So even though you barefoot, they're not touching the dirt, because a lot of these parasites and stuff is in this dirt now. And you want to massage and ground your nuts outside. You can be inside for, that's fine too when you do it inside, and your steams and your saunas, and changing your diet to a raw diet, a green juice diet. As you're cleansing, you can have certain meats that are clean, and and fresh too. But colloidal silver's not gonna kill no parasites, honey. I'm sorry. I don't care what these people told y'all. Because they have worms now and genetic strain GMO worms and more stronger resistant worms that are coming in with people that are coming in from other countries. Honey, you have 2 and 3 and 4 different strains of worms. So you taking black walnut and wormwood with tincture and eating all the seafood and shit and think that's gonna kill all your worms. First of all, there are too many different strains of them. And then there are different phases of them. The mama, the baby, and the egg, the egg in them, and then the actual small baby that grows up. You can create thousands of worms that a mother could produce in a week. That's just one type of worm. Pinworm, tapeworm. You got other types of worms. It's like 200 different types of worms that can live in a human body. You ain't gonna kill all of them with no colloidal silver and no black walnut worm. Look, you can lie to yourself all day long. It doesn't matter to me. You don't have to believe anything I say. You everything you saying in there, you can believe all that shit you saying. But I don't believe it because I study this shit and I know better. I know better. And it's not true. So if that make you feel good and you take that shit and think that's the only shit you got to take and that gonna kill all the strains and all the phases because they live in phases. You believe they can kill because somebody told you that shit or some health freak, a health nut, a vegetarian. Shit, most of these vegetarians got worms because all they do is binge on starch. Because they lonely and got sex problem, ass problem, dick and pussy problem, and really want to eat meat or miss it and can't really eat it. So they have deficiencies in their body and they gorge on sugar. Whether it's honey or natural sugar or not, you eat all that starch and shit. And a lot of them be fat, then the motherfucker be built funny and out of shape and shit. And eating all that goddamn tofu. And still have problems, still have goddamn it worms. And so go tell that shit to somebody else. Because I've been around vegetarians and a lot of them I see have problems and they binge on starch. Different forms of starch and tofu. Because for some reason they believe that meat is so evil and meat is so sinful. Huh. That's just more for me, goddammit. Because if I need some and my body feeling weak and I need some iron and it's low and I want me a piece of meat to go with my greens, that's what's best for me. So I can't tell nobody else what to do. I can't tell you what to eat. I can't tell you what not to eat. Unless you come to me for a reading, your spirits tell me, your body tells me, look, I don't like that shit that she eat. You need to tell her to stop that goddamn shit because it's causing this problem and that problem. She need to flush her ass out, goddamn it, and flush her other organs and blood out. Other than that, I'm not going to tell you what to eat because you're not going to tell me what the fuck to eat because I go by where I was born at and where I was raised at, and I eat the food that is regional and that's seasonal for that area. What's naturally grown in my area, I know if I stick to that. If my body's sick, it's going to heal, it's going to get well. Now, if I eat something exotic from another state or from another country, I don't do that every day. But I already know my body will do well if I eat what is indigenous to the area I was born and raised in. And I already know what that is because my grandmother had a farm on the side of the project. She had a garden, excuse me. And she grew her food and everything she grew, she cooked and fed to me. I was never a sick child. Never had any teeth problems, no cavities, none of that. Never broke any bones. And I ate what she gave me from this region. And we had to line up. I take that goddamn castor. We couldn't duck and dodge it. We had all lined up. When it was time to detox, time to go to school. And when we got out, it was seasons we had to clean for worms. They watched us, and I know even when I was growing up as a little girl, my grandmother would come up to the bathroom. And when she knew when I was having a bowel movement, and she would not leave me up there like a lot of people leave their children to use the bathroom. She said, get up and let me look. Because she knew it was supposed to be formed like a tube, and it had to be formed a certain way, and they could see worms in the toilet. They could see if you had a stomach problem, a gut problem, a digestive problem by, excuse me, the shape and size of your stool and the color of your stool. And if you needed to be cleaned out, dewormed, and they would watch you sleeping. Like my grandmother said, when my half sister was a little girl and we would sleep in the same bed, my grandmother said, and we would hear it and see it, my half sister would grit her teeth, but she loved candy. And anybody would give her candy, because my grandmother didn't let us have a lot of candy or anything like that. She would sneak and eat candy all the time. And my grandmother says she's gritting her teeth in her sleep and she's kicking me and her foot is in my back and she's turning sideways and upside down because that child is full of worms. And my grandmother gave her something. And one day she was in the bathroom and she pulled it out of her butt. It was long and white. It looked like a long white piece of fabric. She said, plastic. She said, that's a tapeworm. I told you that child was full of goddamn worm. That's why our body, when you see, I don't care if it's a grown person, they turn and they fight like they fighting you in your sleep, but they don't know that they're doing. They slapping you, they turning over, their hands is wild, they sleep wild, they nasty in their ass. They full of worms and all kind of fungus and shit up in them. And them worms are alive. So baby, I don't think I want to come to nobody's event, baby. I'm tired of creating my own. I don't trust people like that. Many people have done me too dirty and threatened me, honey. I'm not comfortable in anybody else's domain, baby. The queen has her own domain over here. As I said, Nipsey giving me these new formulas to create, honey, on this vagina power sanctified pussy. Goddamn it, classroom, baby. And these sanctified pussy not pussy exercises, honey, directly from penis power. We getting me the vagina power. Y'all men need to milk your nuts. So you got a woman or nigga or whatever. If you gay or straight, don't matter. You need to massage and milk your nuts out. Goddamn it, she needs to be pulling the calm down out the nuts. It's all coming from the brain and the nuts, and there is something off balance in the man. If that is going on, you better detox and change your diet immediately and take the herbs for males, and you better focus on the nourishment for the hypothalamus and the pituitary. You're going to do a lot of sweating, a lot of exercise, and you will go on a green diet and a lot of meditation. Sometimes you might need to refrain from sex, but if your nuts is like that, you might need somebody to pull it down. You see what I'm saying? Well, of course, you want to massage your prostate, but every man ain't finna let you put your finger in their booty. So you're gonna have to do that from the front, and he's gonna have to change his diet and take the supplements to massage. But so you can take things from massaging it, but like I said, how you gonna get to the prostate if the way to get to it is through the rectum? Every man finna let you put your finger up in his butt and massage his prostate back there. That's how it come. They help produce an orgasm. Like I said, other than cleaning the body out and taking herbs for the prostate and going into a really high green diet, a high vibration diet, I don't know how you gonna let a nigga convince a nigga to let you get at his prostate, baby, because every nigga don't like that type of shit and don't like nobody digging in their booty. Just because a nigga won't let you touch his butt don't mean he getting fucked in the ass and don't want you to know. There's some men really ain't with that shit. So it's best for him to get the supplements and to deal with his exercise and his training and changing a lot of things that's been in his diet if he's having an issue with that, and the cum build up. See, it's a way, the sperm, to me, they're like individual little humans that are all connected to the mind of the man. They are alive. It's a certain way you have to handle them. And y'all women shouldn't want no man to put sperm up in you unless you have already introduced yourself to that man nuts. See? And you know how he carries himself and what he doing with him and how many folks he's screwing. and introducing his cum and nuts too. Because if you're gonna do sexual alchemy, sexual magic, and the energy of it, you need to know his body. You need to talk to his cum. Hmm? You need to talk to his sperm. You need to keep some of it when you pull it out on him, or when he skeeted up in your pussy, your ass, or your mouth, or you get it on your hand. That could be a good friend of yours. You know how to communicate with him because that's an extension of the man, huh? That's everything that he is and is not. It's in his calm and in the mind of his sperm. They would know everything about the nigga, huh? See, that's a whole story that, Nipsey been teaching me, and that these spirits have given me for years on penis power, sperm power, and vagina power. Y'all really don't understand the spiritual and astral significance of cum and nut in your butt and pussy. See, in your milk and your body got a language to it. Huh? That's why I don't care about people thinking I'm crazy, laughing, talking about me no more. Because with Nipsey here, this is the first time that I felt comfortable as a woman. And I feel that it's right to be a woman because that's what I was born as. I wasn't born as nothing else. But born to a mother that make you feel like you have no right to be here and that you're nothing just because you got a pussy and want to take her pussy problem out on you. See, now that I finally, have embraced myself, better late than never, and I'm listening to this man talk to me, and he has the wisdom of both sides, and I'm not finished yet, but I got the basics of the structure of this class that he's given me. It's absolutely beautiful. It's painful. It's amazing. Because also you have the goddesses that he brought in here. The goddesses and the gods that come down that want to be a part of the class to assist here. Based on the woman's vibration and Zodiac. So my body just wore out right now because to be the teacher and to receive the information, I have to do the work. You're exactly right. Segment is one of the ones here. My girl Kylie is here. You're exactly right. And that was what they wanted. That is their request. So I can't say nothing because that's I mean, it's so I'm not even finished, like I said. They come in here and they start talking, and also what is the other one that we're dealing with here? I hadn't heard of her before until Nipsey told me. Well, I'm trying to look at a name. Damn, I don't think what's her name. It's not on this piece of. Did I put it on a piece of paper right here? We know that Isis is here. What is Circuit. Circuit. She's here. She is one of the goddesses in the Book of the Dead, and she's over pregnancy and childbirth will deal with your pussy. And she's a scorpion goddess, scorpion and serpent, which are mine. What I deal with that snake energy. And the cobras, they've always followed me. They used to scare me. My grandma said that, yes, Bassett's here. She's here too. They wanted to be in the class because this is about them. So Nipsey told me about her first, and I never heard of her, and I googled and said, "Who is this Egyptian scorpion got this Sir Cat?" Oh, so we're dealing with some of those, as well as some of the other ones. They basically are coming here and introducing themselves to me. And they're saying this is why I want to be in it, and this is who I am, and this is what I do, and this is a part of the woman that I want to deal with. So shit, I don't argue with them. I just write down what I hear and what I see. And Nipsey brought her in here, and so I started writing. I said, "This is absolutely amazing," and people would think this is just I'm up there popping my pussy, but see, I I look back at the video because you have to understand I don't know what I'm doing. I can't see myself because remember, I don't have a phone in my hand and I can't tape myself. Shannon is inside of the car. So I don't know what she's doing, what she's taping. I can't see and I can't hear anything. I can just hear the boom out the window. I can hear the song out the window. That's all I know. I don't know what the fuck I did and I don't know how it looks because I go into trance until they play it back and I'm like, oh, I did what the fuck? Oh my. I don't even know how to do that. Like what the fuck is that? And when I'm writing this down, this goddess of the snake and the scorpion, and she deals with the pussy and life and death and protection of children and childbirth, I said all my stuff is in the bottom, in the middle of the body, and I'm a Sagittarius. So it would make sense that Nipsey would take me there because the body part for the Sagittarius is the thighs. So there would be thighs that's connected to the whole hip. The butt is connected to the hip and the thigh, the top leg, the midsection of the body. And that's where most of your strength is and where you carry your baby in your legs, your butt, your abdomen, first, second, third chakras. So, well, if you're a Sagittarius, you need to know your body part. That's your body part. So if you're going to focus on dance, you might not have the traumas I've had to the body and with the baby and all that other bullshit around that and the mother issue, but that would still be in the Sagittarius region with my mother and pussy and make you ashamed of your pussy and beating you because you got one and jealousy and trying to destroy you because you got one. That's all Sag domain where all the pussy, the intestines, the butt, the uterus, fallopian tubes, the eggs, the pregnancy, the sex, all that shit is just jammed in the middle of my fucking body. Then I have the snake energy. So when she plays this for me, she sends me the video I'm looking at. I said, whoa, all of my movements are snakish. Like when I first come out the door, she pulls up and she's playing the Huey, toot that thing up, baby, make it roll. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I just opened the door, came out. She's like, "Drip." I said, "Hey," I'm smiling. Then all of a sudden, toot that, whoop, 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 snakish. I just know I'm winding and I love it. I love the way my pussy feel. I love the way my ass feel. I love the way my hips feel. I love the way my stomach is feeling because I'm just, my body feels like it's just waving and it's just like gliding around, but it's all in a circular motion. It's like one move moves into the other. It's just moving and it's like, oh, it feels so good and I don't know what I'm doing. I just love the way my body's feeling. And it's just feeling free and like it's unlocking shit and pop locking, dropping. It's like it's unlocking this stored up, fucked up energy. And I look at the video, I said, oh, why is like I look like why I'm acting like a goddamn snake up there, just moving around like a damn snake and twisting my pussy, just it just feel good. It just feel real good and free. So when he was telling me this about the goddess today, and I wrote it down, I said, that makes sense. My body moves like that because I have the snakes, the Nagas must, the Dravidians and the Nagas must be in my bloodline, and I believe they come from my father. I believe they come from my father's side, not my mother's side, because my mother doesn't move that way. Now, my mother really wasn't a dancer, but her body was so stunning and she was so striking. She really didn't have to. She had a real big old ass, no stomach, a real tiny waist, and some big titties. So she would put on these like sun dresses, like a gown, but it'd be made like a sundress, like well, the top, not really like a sundress. No, she would have a back out dress, so it would come down to the crack of her ass. She would take her drawers off, and so she just had on the fabric like where it comes up to her waist and a strap around the back of her neck, and her arms and her back was out, and then it's down to her ass, and her ass is huge. And so she would put this glitter all over wherever it was just skin, all over her back, all over her shoulders, all over her arms. She would like, she could move her ass, like she could move from side to side and shake her ass, and she liked to spin around in circles and shit. But like a real dancer like my father, or like somebody that could really do movements and move. She wasn't that, but she again, with a body like that, you don't have to be. The whole room would stop, and she wanted to be the only woman in our family that when you come into a room, the whole men all pause, bitches pause, and don't let her go to a pool party because she would always complain when I was a little girl. I didn't understand that women didn't like her. She didn't have any friends. She They just think she's some nappy head bitch, but she just got a nice body. She goes down in the swimming pool. She wasn't a swimmer, so she would go in the kiddie side, the shallow end. She goes up under the water. She comes back up. Their hair's laying down with no relaxer. Bitches get mad about that shit. So she was always getting like striking and getting this kind of attention, but she didn't want her daughters to get it. And she never taught us to move, to dance, to be comfortable with our pussy, to be comfortable as women, to read, develop our intellect, our mind, our body, our spirit. Never get in events with other women. Learn to compete, learn to hold your own, learn to win. It was always you're told you're a failure. You're just going to be arm candy, somebody fuck you and leave you hanging. And so this is the very first time in my life I didn't know how to dance. Um, I was very ashamed of of just moving the body, or because she would do that and the women in the family would do that. But then my grandmother would get up and dance. My mother would get up and dance. It was okay for them to do it. But us as women in developing, we couldn't develop. We weren't supposed to be women. We were made ashamed to be women. We were humiliated, degraded, beat down. I really couldn't understand that. So I'm a late bloomer. I'm developing in like backwards things I should have done growing up, didn't get to do, and then had to raise a baby young by myself with nobody, and I chose to do that instead of walking off and leaving it. So when this happens to him, I didn't know that it would lead to this. I didn't know we'd still be talking, that we'd still be friends. He's like, now let me help you. You're sick too. You're sick in the mind, sick in the spirit, and I know you hate it. You really don't like feeling disempowered as a woman. You spent your whole life that way, and you still have life to give no matter what people say about you. You got to stop thinking that. And you got to help these other women that are your age and older, and your age and younger, who feel like you do, but they're embarrassed to admit it, and they've never been in public like you. I'm going to give this to you, and you're going to heal, and you're going to give this to them. So literally everything Nipsey is teaching me, he wants me to record it and walk through and learn it for you as well, to give it to you. He's not a selfish person, and he wants you all to stand in your power and know who you are. Like, so literally you can have better lives, better children, and you can help to better the world, because we have so many rotten people, we have so many bad times coming, that we're going to have to watch who we talk to. We're going to watch who we deal with. We're going to watch how we're treated. We're going to have to watch our children. And we're going to have to teach them the things that we know and protect them. And the things that you think you know, you're going to have to unknow. The things that you know, you're going to have to unlearn. Because the information he's bringing to me and the way we see this world moving more digital and non-human, you're going to have to learn to engage with robots who don't give a fuck about you. And AI technology, the more you engage it, it then develops a mind of its own. It thinks for itself. And it has human cells, and it's learned how to program and think, walk, talk, act like a human. A lot of people will not survive this time. And they're deliberately making it so they can't. So you will have to upgrade and change if you want to survive in this end world. It's so much coming on. Y'all hit my cash up, make it clap. I need your support. I need your love. If you want me to come back, you want me to continue to give you this information and pass it to you, because it's my body is, oh boy. I'm sitting here taking all I could just to come say hello to you, because I just feel so drained. I feel so exhausted. And I'm sure a part of it is because I was sick for so long. And I'm just now starting to exercise, and I make myself exercise every day. I'm sure that's hard on my body too. I, I feel great on the inside, but my body is feeling weak because I every day since Sunday, I made myself do some exercise. And I even started back doing some Pilates, which made me feel good because I didn't think I could. Even though I'm doing that, it's like those muscles have not been moving because they couldn't move. Because much of the time, like for years, I had been in bed or I couldn't really stand long. But now I'm so hyped. I'm so excited. Y'all got me excited because y'all encourage me and support me and love me, and you didn't put me down. And I'm looking at that person on that video. I'm sorry if y'all think I'm making it up. You can easily go find videos, old videos of me if I'm making it up and you think I'm lying. I've never danced on video. I never even went to clubs, to dance or anything like that. I didn't have time. I had to take care of my child, and I couldn't even spend money on a ticket when I had to buy milk and food and get a place to stay. I didn't have anybody to help me or back me up. And it's like I look at that person, and I'm like, who is that? You know, I but that's what I always wanted, because I always wanted to sing and dance for my father. And Shannon was shocked. She was like, Alexis, I didn't know you could dance. I said, I didn't either. I got to take some dance classes. I said, because I don't really know how. This will help my body get strong really quick if I start doing more dance and more steps and stuff and strengthening my body and my legs. And I was like, I can do some of my dance moves. And she was like, I know, I believe you. Now sing that. And I'm like, I can't. I look at my daddy, and I see his moves. I love the way he spins. And I can turn around and like him. She's like, I believe you. Seeing what I saw, I definitely know you can. And I said, oh, okay. She said, I believe you. I know you could dance like your father. I didn't know your body could do that. I did, and it was a women. That's what I love so much. Women of all ages got on the videos and started commenting with so much love and so much support. I love that there's so many women that did not tear me down. They supported me. And one lady was like, I see you, Alexis, get it. Got your pussy print all out, pussy out, you. I said, yeah, I got the cat out. Yeah, she wanted to come out and get her some fresh air and breathe. She wanted to do her thing. I got my cat print out. Because that's what she wanted to do. Goddamn it, come out and... I was like, we like it. We love it. We want some more. And I'm like, y'all want some more? Uh, What'd you say, big old wizard? You know what? I was even embarrassed about that. I never showed it because I had told a story one time where that guy had asked. I was 12, and he was like, "Why your pussy so fast?" Look, I don't. What are you talking about? He's like, "Look at it." I was like, "I don't know. I don't know what that means." Like, I wasn't used to nobody talking to me like that. I started telling my grandmother, but I didn't tell her, and I'm like, "What is he talking about?" And then I said, "Oh my God!" But I wanted to wear that jumpsuit, and I wanted to dance, and Nipsey wanted me to wear that jumpsuit. And then I put his medallion on with the big head. He has a Nipsey hustle. I found a medallion. It's just his face, his head, his hair, and it was heavy too. But he's like, I want you to wear that. I want you to wear the jumpsuit. And I was like, God damn, I gotta lose some more weight. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna have to get lipo right there. I said, but I'm gonna ask the other women, do they have a fat pussy like that? And like, I've gotten older and it's still like that, and it's not long or hanging. It's just like sitting high up like that. I was kind of embarrassed to show it. I was like, I'm not, because I don't, oh boy, like what the fuck are they gonna say? And then people started commenting about it, like women comment, and I'm like, they can see like they're looking like right there, but then when I went and looked back where I was in front of Shannon's car, I love kilo and cocaine. Cause it was like in my era, early 2000, that cocaine. I want to rock right now. I still love it. The beat is still hot to me. So I'm standing there and I'm talking to her. I said, but I couldn't really hear it that well. I don't know what's going on. I wanted to feel the bass. I love the bass. When I look at the video, I'm standing there and her son is on the side taping me. And when he's taping me at the side angle, you just see like fat. And I said, oh wow, like what can I do? Like, you women that have that issue, like, do you all wear something tight to kind of hold it in, or do you just wear something where nobody? Because I don't let her out. Like, I don't really show her and let her out. But I said, I'm kind of embarrassed. I don't know if I'm gonna act. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna ask the women. Big old, but that's why I cover it, because I didn't know what to do. I'm like, well, maybe I should just massage it, or as I lose more weight, maybe it'll go down. Or I think women probably get lipoed there. I'm like, maybe I need to get lipoed like right there to take like that excess out of it or something, because I don't like the way that looks. What you said, the leash, right? The leash. You said I was looking, ma'am, and I love dingaling. Right. You said that fatty popped out like nobody. So you don't have that issue? Like you don't have that. Why is the imprisonment? You got yours out, Alicia. Yeah, big old wizard. She was like, hey. Like she won't let me out, but I'm out today, goddamn it. I'm goddamn it pop. My lipstick is popping, goddamn it. My milkshake bring all the boys to the yard, goddamn it. So I just started switch, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm not gonna do that anymore, because it's just like bam. And I was like, I have been so embarrassed about this that I just don't show. But I was glad nobody said anything bad about it though. They were just like, it's fat. And then the men were like, I said, I can't help it. I don't know why it's like that. I just don't know why it's like that. I mean, I'm gonna see what I can do about it. I'm gonna ask my doctor, like, can we do something about this? Like, can we reduce it down or something, or just suction it? Maybe it could be maybe some lipo can be done to it. What you say? Please don't hurt the kitty. Kitty lives matter. I'm just waiting to see if the women respond, to see if they feel as subconscious and embarrassed as I do. Because I'm so embarrassed and subconscious about it, that I'm really gonna see, can they do something to take some of the tissue out of it. Because I've heard women brag they have fat cats and they think it's cute. Oh boy, I don't think it's cute. It's just like bam, like just right there. Well, thank y'all for not making fun of me about it though. And left, so no women have made comments that said that they wanted to get something done. They're not embarrassed about theirs. Oh, okay. I was like, God, can I talk to them about this? Can I ask them about this? The men love it. Okay, so men like, oh boy, but I want to know, if y'all as women, do y'all like it if y'all got a fatty like that? Do y'all like it? Does it does it bother you? The women that are built like that, do you like show it off? Well, I guess if you show it, like you said, the men like it, so nobody's gonna laugh. If somebody says something about it, it'll probably be a female that says something bad about it, or somebody that just doesn't like women, and their anatomy. But I'll wait after the show to see if y'all put any comments to the women. If they got a fatty like that, does it embarrass them or make them really subconscious, oh, like it bothers me? But you think it's a good thing when it's fat instead of being skinny or thinner, flatter like? Well, like y'all said, the men like it's like cushion when you pushing, I guess. Okay. Well, I'll just wait after the show and see what y'all comment or what y'all think about the women that have that, and do you ever feel subconscious about it? Um, but yeah, massage it. That's what I'm gonna start doing too. Put your warm oils, massage your body. Like I'm telling you, massage your man's penis and massage the testicles and pull the cum out. Massage your vagina, masturbate. If you, I know women like the sex toys. I've never used them because, you have to be careful about that electronic stuff on your clit because it could numb and desensitize your clit, so you can't have an orgasm with your man or no other way than with that thing. So I don't know if that's the only way to do it. You have to have with that bullet or something. A lot of women got addicted to it, and I understand it feels good. You're addicted to the feeling of coming, whether you use that or not. So you want to start playing with yourself. You want to start because that's another way to raise the kundalini. But don't always come every time you do. You want to pull the energy up and activate the serpent, the cobra at the bottom of the base of the spine. You want to raise the kundalini and start focusing on manifestation. That's one of the most important places that you use for manifestation. You can look at Napoleon Hill. The audio book is on YouTube, Think and Grow Rich, and he talks about the power of sex, alchemy, and manifestation. He said most men that are very successful, women too, that run big companies have really high sex drives. They have no shame and no issue. If you notice that most men, whether it's in rap or anything else, the ones that are very successful at what they do are very comfortable with their sexuality and they fuck a lot. They also use that in certain women's vaginas as a tool to manifest, to do sexual alchemy. Women need to, and that's what Nipsey was telling me too, be comfortable with your pussy and embrace it because that's where your wealth comes from, or that's where your poverty and your failure comes from. I remember my mother taught me to have a poverty consciousness around my pussy and to fail around it because I was born with one. But then her, on the other hand, she believed that she was God and she can achieve anything. And she got what she wanted by using her pussy and using her looks and lying and manipulating. But then it'll tell your daughters not to. Oh, that's not godly. And, God will bless you. No, no, God never blessed me waiting and not embracing my pussy. And when I'm saying embrace it, that don't mean you got to throw it to everybody and give it to everybody. But when you're confident in that energy and rocking your hips and feeling very confident as a woman, raising it, and even if you play with yourself, even if you massage yourself, even if you have orgasms with yourself, and you visualize what it is you're wanting, and right at the moment of orgasm, you see it right there in that third eye, and you're activating the pituitary, the pineal, the hypothalamus, because all of those control the sex organs and the hormones. Okay, so we got a lot to get into based on what he told me. What you say? I don't mind the replays, but I love to catch a lot. Thank you. Yeah, I have a little more energy now that. Oh, what you said, Lydia? You said King George, the singer, said he likes cushion on whatever he pushing. Back that thing on up a little weight. Don't bother me. Yeah, you're right. I never heard men say anything bad about it. But I just wanted to know what you all thought. Of course, you're going to, want it that way, and it makes you feel better if you know your man like it. But, I don't have a physical man. I don't have a physical lover. So I'm just learning to like me and be confident in my own body, not like it because some man likes it, because when they're gone, if you don't like it, then you left with all your shit again, you haven't cleaned up. So I'm learning to like my own self and approve of my own self, not finding some man to do it. And so that was just one of the things that I'm working on. So I just said I'll start massaging and talking to her and loving her. And I asked her, was anything wrong or was it any disease? She said no. Um, it just sit up like that. I just, ugh, okay. So what I'm gonna do is just touch her and massage her and embrace her instead of criticizing my body. And just talking to her to see what she wants or what she doesn't want. It's very important for you to talk to your body and look in the mirror, look in your eyes and talk to yourself. Because your body will do what you tell it to do. And if your body thinks you don't like it, it'll start to shut down. Bad things will happen to it because you're telling it that you don't approve of it. It's not okay. And so I don't want to do that. And I said, I gotta get the nerve to ask these women. So that's why. Oh, thank you, Justo. So Justo doesn't have a problem with it. So I see y'all not saying anything bad. You say I enjoy the conversation. Oh, good. Justice for, well, yeah. As you can see, I really didn't say much. I let her talk. So that's that's not an enjoyable conversation to me. I let her talk. I really didn't butt in or say much. Somebody's brother being murdered like that. I don't. I'm glad you like that, but I don't know what you like about it because I don't. I don't like hearing somebody and you can still see she's in pain. I do those and I knew that her brother is still here. He wanted it done. He wants to get justice, but it's so sad. It's such a sad situation. Delisha, this is my first time I'm learning with Nipsey here. I'm learning to be comfortable with my body. Like I said, girl, I ain't never wore nothing like that. Oh, thank you. I'm thick, but girl, I don't like being that thick. I feel like I'm too big. And so, or just, I'll just tighten it and tone it and lose weight. Like in certain areas, like I want my stomach down. I want my waist down like it used to be, but I was thinner. If you look at the Vagina Power show, I was very thin, no fat nowhere. And now I got jigglies, I got fat. And I never had fat other than when I was pregnant. I don't like that. But at the same way, I'm going to dance my way through it. I'm going to dance my way out of my constriction. I'm just going to have fun with it. Fun losing the weight and shaping the body the way I want it. So that makes me unhappy, but I hadn't been able to exercise or move, the past few years because I was ill. I don't even really eat a lot of food, but if you're not moving and I had a lot of muscle, then you lose it. But luckily, you have body memory. So my body is responding quickly. And of course, I can't eat what I want to eat. I love carbs. I love cornbread, mac and cheese, and all this. I can't do it every day. I do it, but then I have to flush, and I don't do it every day. So, especially when I be out there dancing for y'all. I mean, y'all don't really care. Y'all made it clear y'all didn't see anything wrong with me as I am right now, but I do. I'm my biggest critic. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna show y'all everything the way that it is right now. I ain't gonna cover it because y'all never seen my whole body, you know. Because people would say like a couple years ago, well, Alexis, do you have a shape? I mean, are you fat all over or something? Is that why you always hiding from the waist down? I said, no, I'm hiding because I don't want you to see it because I know it's going to start a whole nother conversation. So I'm talking anyway. Why you got to see my whole body? Why? What does it matter? You look at my mouth. And they're like, we want to see everything. You say I wouldn't show it. Now, I decided to let you see everything as I'm able to move around and exercise again so that as I change my body into what I want it to be. We can look at the first day I did a dance and then we'll look what after the winter because I can only do it, before it gets too cold because Shan can't be outside filming in a car. I could, but I know I can't ask her to do that. So we're trying to do what we can before it gets too cold for her because, I'll stand out there and put my goddamn coat on and shake it down. But some people were also like, Nipsey don't like that, and he would come from the other side and snatch you up for dancing like that. I said, you really think I would do this if it pissed him off? He's the one that taught me how to dance and told me to do it. He told me what he wanted to see. He's like, this is gonna open you up. This is gonna help you embrace your pussy. I want you to, like when I would say, y'all thought I was. I guess y'all thought I was making it up when Or people were saying I was so delusional and crazy when I said he would go in my closet, he got these shoes he liked. And he would say, I want you to put the shoes on. I want you to go out in the hall where you can see the full body in the mirror. And I want you to shake. And I want you to move your ass this way. And I want you to drop. I want you to move your legs that way. I want you to shake it like a stripper. And I'm like, are you fucking look, you came over here for me to read you, and now I'm gonna do some fucking shake dance. He's like, so all your psychic shake dance for you. Do you read? He's like, no, I'm asking. I want you to do it. And I'm just like, he's like, you need to do it anyway because you've been so ill, and you need to move your body. This is gonna help your body get healed and strong and build your confidence. So popping my ass and throwing my pussy is gonna help me do. This is when he came in 2019. He started telling me to dance. He's like, I want you to dance for me. I was just like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I've said it. Every year I've said he told me to dance. He taught me to dance. I guess because y'all never saw it, y'all thought I was lying. Oh, Delisha, you said Nipsey love that, all that King. I know. And now you see, at my age, I can really move. I mean, and then Shannon checked on me today. She was like, "How are you doing?" I said, "I'm tired because I've been making myself get up every day and exercise, and I've been starving too. So I'm probably feeling tired too because I cut a lot of the junk out." And she was like, "Are you sore?" And I said, "No." I said, "I'm quite surprised. After Sunday's dance, I woke up Monday. I wasn't sore. I exercised Monday, Tuesday, when I exercised today. I'm tired, but my body's not aching. My body's not sore." And I think that with the age shaming that people are taught to do, and black folks like to do, and black women like to do to each other, clearly I've been mistreated, lied on, abused, and underestimated. Really underestimated. And I'm sure everybody didn't like my dancing. I'm sure people said fucked up shit. I just know they didn't type it in the comments. I got a lot of love in the comments here. I got a lot of love on Instagram, and I think probably some people didn't know how to take that because they underestimated me based on my age and tried to age shame me and make fun of me, just like Queen of Fools crew and Erica Force said I was in a wheelchair, I couldn't walk, I was sick, my skin was blotched up and fucked up from bleaching, and that my skin was wrinkled. They had pictures of me with wrinkled skin. They came to my house and took the pictures behind my back when I was outside, and I'm like, that never happened to me. I've never been wrinkled up, and y'all can see me on the video. I ain't wrinkled up now. My skin ain't blotched up and fucked up or none of that. And I ain't in no chair, and I'm not stiff. I told y'all that man was over there giving me dance classes, god damn it, and telling me how he wanted me to roll, pop, drop, and throw that thing. And I've seen women my age and older than me dance. But I guess a lot of women don't. And they're afraid of being laughed at and picked at because people age, black women like to age shame. Black men do too, but I get most of, the attacks from females. So I'm sure they thought that that wasn't possible, that I couldn't do that. And I was just talking because I had a mental problem and I was so delusional. So when he told me to hit him with it, I said, Shan, can you come over here? Because Nipsey want me to dance outside. The way y'all responded, it just like, wow. It made me feel so good. Because I know as many of you all, men and women, that complimented me, I know you weren't doing it because you like me. I know you. I was gonna be honest. I think if you did not like it, or the way my body moved, or was stiff, or it's like Drip, you need to, you don't do that no more, or you need to practice a little bit, then come back. Drip, that ain't, you know what I'm saying. Or even if y'all would have sent me private messages. Now I did get private messages from women. I got private messages from men, but this is how the messages went. Well, damn. I ain't know you could do that and throw that, but you got down, and I love it, and I love your body, and I'm so inspired by you, and I hope when I get your age, I am able to do what you're doing, and I love your confidence, how you don't give a fuck, and I just love the way you moved. I love watching you dance. I was so shocked. And then it's like, and here's a donation because I really love that because you really got down, goddamn it. I was like, wow. This is a woman. And it was other women that sent it to me. Now I'm not gonna repeat everything the guys said. I mean, y'all might think something's wrong with me when I say what I'm getting ready to say, but these men are younger than me, and they're attractive. And at my age, I'm sorry. It makes me feel so good that young men still find me sexually attractive. Especially when these other women said men didn't like me anymore, men didn't want to fuck me anymore because of my age. That's what Jamila said. Oh, she's just jealous of me because I'm in my 40s and she's in her 50s and men still find me sexually appealing and they still want to fuck me. Nobody wants to fuck Alexis, you know. She just needs to accept that she's old and just washed up and just let it go. And that's not what the men are saying to me. Um Now they just come out and say it. They don't. A lot of them. Now this guy did piss me off last night. I went to Facebook and he left a message and he said I want a reading. Right after he says he wants a reading, it's just this hard dick. And he was like, I don't care. You can go ahead and block me. But I just wanted you to see this. And I did not respond, but I did block him. And I'm like, God damn, these men are bold. It wasn't an old man either. It was a young nigga that did it. He was like, you can go ahead and block me. I don't care. Just go ahead and block it. But I want you to see it. I'm talking about dick everywhere. And I'm just like, oh, I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm smiling. I mean, I don't like that part when they do the dicks out, but when, especially somebody I don't know, but when they compliment me and they say that they're turned on, I'm sorry. I like it now at my age. I didn't like it, a long time ago, but now when people are saying no, who would want you, who want to fuck you, and with Kevin Samuels and all the stuff he said about us, um, clearly all men don't feel that way. Um, so I'd rather. And I think if y'all women would admit it and really think about it, whether you get with them or not, don't matter. As cruel as they are to people they consider old and are useless eaters and no longer want it and they want to kill them or they want them to die or throw them in an old folks home and abuse them, they're not considered attractive. And you're the same woman at 65, 70 years old or 45, 55 years old than you were at 20, a teenager in 20 and 30. You still want to be fucked. You still want to be loved. You still want to be touched. You still want to be seen as desirable. You still want to walk down the street or be on the internet and somebody looks back and says, wow, who is that? She turns me on. I think that's a beautiful woman. And you're like, well, why? And I know how women are. I've heard them do it. Well, why would you say she's beautiful? That bitch is 50 years old. And if a man is still attracted to her, it's like I don't give a fuck how old she is. I'm just saying she's a beautiful woman. I'm not saying I want to fuck her or that I'm gonna try to fuck her. I'm just saying it's a beautiful woman. I didn't know how old she was, and now that I know, I still said and I felt what the fuck I said. It's better to me to still be considered attractive and people be drawn in and like to look at you and be desired than look at some woe out old cripple broke down bitch that people look at and they're not turned on. And I'm gonna say this one more thing. I'm gonna go lay down. I'm tired. I used to go to the strip club with guys I dated, and I was dating this man, and he took me to this white strip club, the Pink Pony or something like that in Atlanta. And it was these pretty young girls, and they were very friendly, and I liked them. We would get our money. I was tipping them. I was making it rain. He was making it rain, and everybody was looking at them. And I noticed in the white club, it was very disheartening to me. It bothered me a lot because the white women are respected. They don't have to. Then niggas disrespect black women where they gotta pop, they gotta sweat, they gotta hop, they gotta do cartwheels, they gotta jump, they gotta do all this shit for $5. These women did not have a $5 table dance, and I think the cheapest might have been 10, 15, and then it goes up from there. They're on the club, on the stage with their boas and their air conditioning, and they're cool and they don't pop a sweat, and they're more like showgirls and burlesque style before they take their clothes off. All that popping and hunching and dropping and get up in his face and throw your pussy, and you got a hunch for life in Magic City or other places for $5 and $10. You got a hunch and dance and strip and about kill yourself for 10, 15 goddamn dollars. If you were doing an individual table dance, I physically was there and I saw it. And then I go to the white club. They don't have to do none of that. They don't have to do half of that. And they make a whole lot more money and get a whole lot more respect. So, thank you. Really, Tam? And see what I like about men this in this era, they're more open about being attracted to older women, and as long as they don't look old to them, they still like grown and sexy. They have a sex appeal to them. They don't really care. Some of them might because they worry about what their friends say, so they sneak and do it. They don't discuss it. But a lot of them actually end up really liking them, have relationships with them, even falling in love with them. It it's not an age limit on what's attractive, what's sexy anymore. They're allowing themselves to have relationships with who they want to have relationships with. And so that makes me feel good. But we were in a club, these pretty girls were giving us table dances, and when they get on stage, every nigga, white man, black man, whoever's in there, stop drinking, they drink and they turn to the stage and look at the pretty girl. Okay, another lady who was dancing longer, she was older, probably in her 40s. She probably was no older than her 40s. And her face was hanging and it had some wrinkles in it. It was a white lady. She was like a smoker. Her body was still intact. She was more slender, like she wasn't really vivacious and curvy. But when she got up there, it was I my feelings got hurt, and the guy that was with me, he was like, damn, that's fucked up. So he got some extra money and he went up there and gave it to her because when the guys were looking at the younger, prettier women, I mean, all she had to do was get her face done, and you would have been able to tell her age. They all turned away from the stage. They went back to staring at their beer and their drink, or talking to the bartender, or talking to a stripper that was walking around. It was so fucked up just because of the way she looked in the face. She had real short hair. She really wasn't that sexy. Um, but I don't know why they let her, or why she'd want to be up there if she knew she could gauge the energy of that club and who worked there. And if they weren't hiring anybody to look like her, if I was her, I wouldn't have did it. I would have, got everything tight if I really just wanted to do that and came back or went somewhere else because of all the competition. Everybody looked much younger. And she was smiling. She was twisting. She was dancing, and she was looking at the audience smiling. She didn't make any money just because of the way her face looked, and she looked old in the head. I just like I never forgot that, and people are so cruel. They don't think about it. But most of these men that were doing, they was real fat and ugly and old. They goddamn self. But you know what? People don't really judge men when men have money, or when they go into a strip club. A man could be ugly as fuck and fat as fuck, or skinny as fuck, anorexic looking as shit, and on dope. But if he got money he could sit there and criticize a woman and put down her, and nobody will attack him. It's always the woman has to be judged by men. And even the women did not embrace her or tip her. Because I've seen strippers tip other strippers and support them. Nobody supported her. Everybody turned away from the stage as if she was invisible. She wasn't there. I thought that was so fucked up. What are you saying? You said just tell Drip, and if she approves, she gonna give y'all a show. What kind of show? What kind of show you talking about? I just looked down. That's her. I don't know. But anyway, I gotta get some rest for tomorrow. And I gotta finish, doing my homework in this game. It's so much. And even that's exhausting. I study about 3 hours a day now. And then I take a break and then I go back and study for 2 or 3 more hours. It's a lot. But I'm so appreciative of the information that I do what he's telling me to do. So anyway, please donate. Let me know that you love me and you support me. You appreciate the message. You love this new series Nipsey's giving me, the Vagina Power Church. To throw that P to throw that P congregation. Now y'all throw that P congregation and y'all got that sanctified pussy congregation. Goddamn, why I beat that tambourine on that pussy and pass the offering plate. Y'all gotta let me know that y'all like that and the information that I'm writing down about it. The course we getting ready to share. And I don't know how far this is gonna go because there's so much information out and it's so deep and some days I cry and I get depressed because he'll make me look at my own stuff, and as I'm writing, I'm like, damn, that's what my mother was thinking. That's what they're feeling. And usually, only a woman that could beat her children and beat her daughter like that is someone that's very broken in the pussy. They got themselves and heartbroken and wounded in the pussy. Their dreams didn't come true, so they don't want yours to come true either. And yep. So y'all are members of the VP congregation. Y'all got that sanctified pussy. Y'all gonna raise the vibration up. Do y'all have your tambourines? God damn it! And do you know what got me too? Oh my God, I didn't know. I couldn't hear it until when they played it back. When I was out there in front of Shannon's car singing cocaine and rapping, and I slapped my pussy, said "bap" like you could. You can hear it. I bust out laughing when I was slapping my pussy. And you actually hear it go whop. And it didn't even hurt. I really didn't even I didn't feel it. But you gotta slap your pussy when you dancing. You gotta wake her up. And you gotta elevate. Be proud of 42. Be proud of if I could go back to 42, so many things I'd do different, but especially if I could go back younger than that, but you can't. You can go back in your mind and shift things. Oh, you got your tambourine? You'll see what I'm talking about. If you start dancing and you shake it and you hit your pussy and hit your booty, you get all around that area, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's like a kick. It's a wake up. But anyway, y'all, let me get some rest and I'm gonna talk to y'all tomorrow. Good night.